Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class second year. This is Muhammad Imran with another video lecture of English. Students, we are going to take start right from the first unit 1.1, the farewell sermon, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. First of all, let me define the farewell sermon, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was the sermon or the religious speech delivered by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to his followers. He felt the need to deliver his last words to the people, to the Muslims, to the whole Ummah. Because he knew that it was his last year to live. So he delivered some important words. Those words through which the whole Muslim Ummah, if they follow them, can live a good life, a better life. Okay? So the farewell sermon was actually the last speech of the Prophet ﷺ to the huge gathering of the people. Okay? In this class, we will read page 3 of your book. There will be model reading. We'll discuss important points. Try to translate each and everything, each and every line. There will be explanation, inshallah. And at the end, we'll summarize the page. Now, I'm going to start the reading. Page 3, the farewell sermon. This sermon, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered on the 9th day of Dhul Hajjah, 10 AH 632 CE, in the Urana Valley of Mount Arafat in Mecca. It's the end of his first and last pilgrimage to Mecca. The farewell sermon is mentioned in almost all books of Hadith. Sahih al-Bukhari refers to the sermon and quotes part of it. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal has given the longest and perhaps the most complete version of this sermon in his Musnad. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam led the pilgrims from Mecca through the valley of Mina and up to the mountain of Arafat, and then stopped them in the valley of Urana. They stood in front of him silently as he sat on his camel and delivered this sermon with a crowd of 120,000 pilgrims. His voice could not reach out to all those who were present. He, therefore, asked Rabah ibn Umayyah ibn Khalaf, who was known to have a loud voice, to repeat the sermon after him, sentence by sentence, so that everyone could hear. The sermon is as follows. After praising and thanking Allah, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore, listen to what I am saying to you very carefully, and take these words to those who could not be present here today. O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city is sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord, and that He will indeed reckon your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take usury and trust. Therefore, all interest obligations shall henceforth be waived. It is a model reading. Now let's come to the discussion. The sermon, the last speech of the Prophet ﷺ when he was leading 120,000 men and women towards the Mecca. He went through the valley of Mina and then to the Mount Arafat. There he stood. There he stopped, and those 120,000 people were looking towards the Prophet ﷺ, and they were silent. They understood that the Prophet ﷺ has stopped because he is there to say something, he is there to announce something. The Prophet ﷺ felt the intense need to convey his last words to the people, because he was very aware that it was his last year, and he knows that he might not be there amongst his people. So it was the time to deliver the speech. The Prophet ﷺ delivered the speech in a very good manner. The speech was known as the last farewell sermon of the Rasul ﷺ. You know, this was the first and the last pilgrim towards Mecca of the Prophet ﷺ. I have defined you earlier that pilgrims mean a journey to a sacred place. You can call it Hajj. So it was the first and last Hajj of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ stood there and announced and uttered these sentences: "O the people of Mecca, O the people of Arab, you consider this day, this month, a sacred. So, the lives, your lives, and the lives of other people are as sacred as this month and this day. And remember, you all should return to your Lord, and He would ask about your deeds, about your actions. So be prepared for that." The Prophet ﷺ said that return the entrusted goods to their rightful owners, hurt no one, and at that khutbah, at that sermon, the Prophet ﷺ declared the sood, the usury, haram. Okay? If there is any act of usury, so it would be haram for you. Do not act upon those past rules and norms. So it was the page 3. It was a bit of a discussion. Now let me translate each and every sentence. This sermon, the Holy Prophet ﷺ delivered on the 9th day of Dhul Hajjah, 10 C, in the Urana Valley of the Mount Arafat in Mecca at the end of his first and last pilgrimage. ये खुतबा आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने अपने पहले और आखिरी हज के दौरान 10 हिजरी 632 ईस्वी वादी यूराना में पहाड़ अरफात पर अदा किया. The farewell sermon is mentioned in almost all books of hadith. इस खुतबे को तकरीबन तमाम हदीस की किताब में बयान किया गया है. सही अल-बुखारी refers to the sermon and quotes part of it. सही अल-बुखारी में भी इस खुतबे के बारे में ज़िक्र किया गया है और इसके कुछ हिस्से जो हैं उनके बारे में भी लिखा गया है. इमाम Ahmad ibn Hanbal has given the longest and perhaps the most complete version of this sermon in his Musnad. इमाम इब्न हम्बल ने अपने मसनद में शायद इसका ایک وسیع اور مکمل تجزیہ بھی کیا ہے. محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم led the pilgrims from Mecca through the wily Mina. نبی کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم نے حاجیوں کی ایک بڑی تعداد کو وادی مینا کے ذریعے آگے لیتے ہوئے up to the mountain of عرفات عرفات کی طرف and then stopped them in the valley of Urana, اور پھر وادی یورانا میں ان کو روکا. They stood in front of him silently as pilgrims. وہ تمام بطور حاجی صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم کے سامنے بالکل خاموش کھڑے رہے. As he sat on his camel and delivered this sermon, جیسے وہ اپنی اونڈی پر بیٹھے ہوئے تھے اور یہ خطبہ فرمایا. With a crowd of over 120,000 pilgrims, his voice could not reach to all those who were present. وہ 1,20,000 لوگ جو موجود تھے آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی آواز ان تک نہیں پہنچ پا رہی تھی. He therefore asked ربا ابن امیہ ابن خلاب. آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ربا ابن امیہ ابن خلاب سے فرمایا, who was known to have a loud voice, جو اپنے تیز آواز کے لیے مشہور جانے جاتے تھے, to repeat the sermon after him, تاکہ وہ اس خطبے کو آپ کے پیچھے دہرائے sentence by sentence, so that everyone could hear, جملہ بجملہ لفظ بلفظ, تاکہ ہر کوئی یہ سن سکے. The sermon is as follows. وہ خطبہ مندرجہ ذیل تھا. After praising and thanking Allah, the Holy Prophet صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم said, پیغمبر پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم اللہ کی تعریف کرتے اور اللہ کی شکریہ ادا کرتے ہوئے آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا, O people, اے لوگو, lend me an attentive ear, مجھے غور سے سنو. For I know not whether after this year, میں نہیں جانتا کہ اس سال کے بعد, I shall ever be amongst you again, میں آپ کے درمیان موجود ہوں گا کہ نہیں. Therefore listen to what I am saying to you very carefully. اس لیے مجھے غور سے سنو, جو میں کہہ رہا ہوں اسے غور سے سنو. And take these words to those who could not be present here today. اور یہ الفاظ ان تک بھی پہنچاؤ جو آج یہاں پر موجود نہیں ہیں. جیسے کہ ہم لوگ تو اس وقت میں نہیں تھے, لیکن ہمیں پتہ ہے, ہمیں نبی کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے آخری خطبے کے بارے میں معلوم ہے. تو نبی کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے یہ ان لوگوں سے کہا تھا کہ یہ ہم تک بھی پہنچا ہے. So, O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as sacred trust. اے لوگو, جیسے تم اس مہینے کو, اس دن کو اور اس شہر کو مقدس سمجھتے ہو, بالکل اسی طرح دوسرے مسلمانوں کی زندگیاں بھی مقدس سمجھو, مقدس امانتیں سمجھو. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. تمہارے حوالے جو اشیاء ہے وہ ان کے صحیح حقداروں تک پہنچاؤ. Hurt no one so that no one may hurt you. کسی کو نقصان نہ پہنچاؤ تاکہ وہ آپ لوگوں کو کوئی نقصان نہ پہنچائے. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord. اور یہ یاد رکھو کہ ایک دن ضرور تم اپنے اللہ سے ملو گے, اپنے آقا سے ملو گے. And that he will indeed reckon your deeds. اور وہ یقیناً آپ لوگوں سے آپ کے اعمال کے بارے میں پوچھے گا. Allah has forbidden you to take usury. اللہ نے آپ کو سود لینے سے منع فرمایا ہے. Therefore, all interest obligations shall henceforth to be waived. اس لیے سود لینے والے جو تمام اعمال ہیں وہ آج سے ترک ہو جانے چاہیے. اوکے, سمری تو میں نے جو ہے وہ ابتدا میں کر لی تھی, ایکسپلینیشن بھی میرے خیال سے ہو گیا ہے. سو اگر کوئی کویشچن ہے تو ڈیئر اسٹوڈنٹس پلیز ریکارڈ اٹ ان یور آڈیو اینڈ سینڈ اٹ ان دا گروپ. if you ask questions in the written form, in the text form, so I think it would be not that much easy to answer each and every question. So the students should record their question and share it in the group. Hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you. Wish you best of luck.